Welcome, welcome everyone. It's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. Take a deep breath. This is for the Divine Masculine, Twin Flames. I'm going to pull a card from the energy deck first for today, which is June 18th, 2020. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? For the Divine Masculine, Twin Flames, so this will be the masculine within the feminine as well. It is a general read, so if something doesn't resonate, don't make it fit. Take what fits and leave the rest. So for everybody, what do we need to learn for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames? And let's also clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all is concerned. And fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mother, Father, Christos, Sophia, Source, Prime Creator, please armor us all with your love. What is our message here? We have 22, the yin and yang, the balance. So we're all being called to come into balance here. 22 is the Fool. And the underlying energy is the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, creativity and sexuality, sensuality. 36 is the 10 of Wands, the weight of the world upon your shoulders, the Atlas energy, to take a load off by using your creative energies, your creative and sexual energies. These two guys wanted to be seen as well. We have the number 2 of the Journey and the 43 of the Man Holding a Coin. All right, this was just coming up in a session that my bags are packed and I'm ready to go. Which direction do you turn is the only choice you need to make. The Rainbow Bridge and the Man Holding a Coin, the 43 of the coming together, the High Priestess and the 3 of Cups. So it's all about integrating, merging, and staying in balance here, right? Not going to the extremes, because if you go to one extreme, you're going to polarize to the other extreme, but learning to see both extremes in order to merge them into the middle, the 0 point. Oops, wait 1 second, my mic just fell off. Okay. So for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames today, June 18th, 2020, the 18 is the moon, and we do have the solar eclipse coming up on the 21st. So we have the new moon and also the solstice between the 20th and 21st. And the day adds up to today, 28, which is the 2 of Wands, the choosing of a path, and the Twin Flames energy. We have actually, I think Mercury goes retrograde today as well. So if you're messing up your words, you'll know why. You're usually advised not to sign anything with a lot of details in it, like contracts, when Mercury's retrograde. And it's just because, you know, you really need to read it very carefully, because it's just easier to make mistakes during a retrograde. And then there may be more to clean up later if you do something like that. So it's usually ideal to wait till after the Mercury retrograde. But if you do have to sign any contracts, just make sure you're very thorough and read through it very carefully and don't assume anything. So the SIRIAN Starseed deck is the main deck for this read. It's a 7-deck read. We have the Rider-Waite Mini, we have the Romance Angels, the Tarot of Sexual Magic, the Numerology deck, as well as the Universal Golden Tarot and the Gilded Tarot. Okay, so 7 decks. The main deck being the SIRIAN Starseed, which is dealt at 10 o'clock, right on the button, to 10:01, which is a lot of source energy backed up, or backing up the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, but also can be the Magician. And then at 10:23, 23 being the King of Wands, there were 2 cards that were ones next to each other. So the 1-1 came up, or the 11, the Justice. And then also F and OR came up together. So 4. Oh, that's so funny, I didn't even get that now. But 4s were coming up all throughout the initial part of the read. So 4, it's a big deal about the number 4 today, which is all about structure and stability and building. It's the survival energy, the manifestation of survival on this planet, as opposed to the 8 for me is about manifesting your dreams. And then at 1026, 26 being the Page of Wands, I got our seed. So it's like we're seeding something now to grow. So 1040, 40 is the Page of Cups. And then at 10:43, it started pouring outside, soft rain, and my son was out running in the soft rain, so it was like a baptism when he came back. And it was very interesting because the numbers that came up in this read were very powerful in the 369, but the fours were there too. So it was like the cycles of 369, but the 44 was like coming up as most significant. So the 369 also, you notice, adds up to 18, which is the date today, which my son noticed actually. And that was at 10:52 when he came home, which is the 52 is the Queen of Swords. He actually brought up the Shawshank Redemption, so that might resonate with somebody out there. The Shawshank Redemption, like at the end where he comes out and I guess he looks up and the rain starts. There's like a clearing for the masculine here. So the read was finished at 10:49 to 50, which is the 9 and 10 of Cups, which is the 9 of Cups, the Get Your Wish card, and the 10, which is emotional fulfillment. And the only major arcana that was in this read was the Starseed in the main part, which is like the Fool. And again, it's referencing the seed. And then before the read, the Tower came up, but it was reversed. We had 3 cups, 3 swords, 3 wands. So here we have 3 threes again, and then 1 pentacle. We have the King of Cups was the only court card in the read, besides like the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Wands, which aren't court cards, but they're often characters. And then after the read, we have the Page of Swords and Page of Wands. So a lot of kid energy or messages. The numbers here were all about synchronicities. We had double threes, double fours, triple sixes, and triple nines. Okay, so that was big here. The only numbers missing here were 1 and 10. Right, so the transition from the one cycle to the next, and we had triple sixes and triple nines, so very service oriented, because 6 is service oriented on a community level, whereas 9 is service oriented on a national or international, worldwide level. So the code here and the message on the code line was about synchronicity, but the S was separated from the rest of the word, so it was coming up as S. For me is code for Sophia. And then the YN, Y is the Y in the road, N is Jesus. And then we had chronicities, which are habits, right? Usually bad habits. And it's also about chronicling the Mary Magdalene Jesus templating here. But the S was separated. So it was the Sophia, or the feminine collective energy, that was coming off of the synchronicity and questioning the why Jesus. And why does Jesus have these chronic issues? Also, the chronic city was coming up, right? Because there's more chronic issues in the cities of the condensed energies. There's more negative energies there, and more choices at the Y in the road, more getting stuck at the Y in the road. And so the code line was coming up to the nth degree. The show of power, 9-inch nails, was coming up again, grounding and integrating the receival of love, the dance of unity consciousness, and the divine feminine questioning why Jesus chooses to be stuck at the Y in the road, why the chronic choices and the issues with making choices. The also Thoth was coming up here with the to the nth degree show of power, and Edward Scissorhands, so someone may be really into cutting hair. And I was getting Nini Jesus too, so if you can imagine Nini in the Jesus energy, because she's very powerful female energy. But this is like double the trouble. So they're bringing up like the Jesus, the part of the masculine that's like Nini, double the trouble. Wanting her own point of view, wanting her way. And then bored of the same old 8 offices. So someone might have 8 offices that they deal with, but also the 8 of the dance of the masculine and feminine, of unity consciousness, and also L. Ron Hubbard was coming up here with the Ron and the city. So L. Ron Hubbard in Scientology was also coming up here. So there may be some masculines out there who are in Scientology. And so here's Jesus in. So double in. Stable emotions, but bored, with the 8, or the dance of the divine feminine, and the Sophia, the feminine collective consciousness, and then the choice at the Y in the road of the Jesus template and the chronic habits, the chronic issues in the city, the congestion. Also, interstitial fibrosis came up in 4 patients in something that came up online, a sign of chronicity or chronic issues. So here again, the 4 came up of 4 patients, and that was from medical-dictionary, thefreedictionary.com. And then fibromyalgia came up, chronic fatigue, ADD and ADHD, and learning disabilities, and that was from definitions.net. And then chronicity.io came up. And that was chronicity allows identification of trigger alerts. Sorry about that. So the chronic issues or chronic habits allows identification of what your triggers are, the trigger alerts, the change in a particular state or pattern, and as well durations between events. So that was from chronicity.io, and then from dictionary.com, the definition for chronicity: habitual, constant, long-standing disease or habit or weakness. And then since constant was coming up, my father's name is Constantine, so the city, I was getting chronicity, so the city of constant instead of chronic was coming up, constant and then in. The city of constant in habit, disease or weakness or triggers or patterns. And then Constantinople came up, which is now called Istanbul. It was Constantinople from 330 AD to 1923 when it changed to Istanbul. And then another header came up here, the 4 Lads song. So here's the number 4 again. Regarding, it's called Istanbul, or in other words, not Constantinople. And it also came up in a Dr. Seuss book, Hop on Pop, which Constantinople came up as one of the big words to learn in the book, along with Timbuktu. Istanbul equals to the city. So again, it's all about the city here and the issues with congestion and too many choices to make in the city life. And Constantinople was coming up as the largest and wealthiest city in Europe, and then famous for Hagia Sophia and the Golden Gate, which were just two of a lot of different things. And then also the guardians of the crown of thrones of Jesus and the true cross. Then in 1204, they came up, and this is from Ian Wikipedia. So 1204, the armies of the Fourth Crusade, so here again we have 1204, and armies of the Fourth Crusade took and devastated the city at that time, where then there was Latin misrule. And then in 1261, which happens to be the year I was born, Byzantine Empire with Michael VIII, Palaiologos, liberated the city. So Hagia Sophia equals holy wisdom, from Greek Orthodox Christian Patriarchal Cathedral, and then later the Ottoman Imperial Mosque and now museum in Istanbul is Istanbul, or is Istanbul. And it's funny because my dad's nickname is Stan, so Istanbul. So it's funny that it went from Constantinople, and Constantine was my dad's name with Stan as his nickname, and the name was changed to Istanbul, which is Istanbul. All right. So famous for the large dome. And then 537 AD was when Sophia was built, and it changed the history of architecture there, the epitome of the Byzantine architecture. And then Logos also came up, which means word, disclosure, or reason, which also equals God and Jesus in the Bible. And also in my read, word came up. So pay attention to that because that's bringing you back to the Logos. Okay. So we start this read at the King of Cups, and we end this read at the King of Cups. All right, this big card here, Master of Chalices, is the King of Cups, and the very last clarification card is also the King of Cups, both upright there. Below the King of Cups in the underlying energy, we have the Three of Pentacles reversed, the Tower reversed, the Nine of Pentacles upright, and the Six of Wands upright. So the King of Cups upright, after issues at work, avoiding or in the aftermath of sudden events or epiphanies, the sovereign's journey to the King of Cups or unconditional love, knowing and keeping to themselves, dumping a load, burden, responsibility, or confession, or a quest for the impossible dream, the pursuit of happiness. Insecurity and manipulation go hand in hand at night in shadowy aspects in the subconscious and the new moon solstice eclipse 6:20 to 21, or a Cancer in need of help, or achieving the bliss state. So the world is complete here. It's upright, and the seal divine feminine connected with the Two of Cups connection with the Emperor reversed, stealing her peace. The Fool free from clarity, or the Knight of Cups reversed, or clearly free from clarity or clearly jealous with their left eye on her. So it's like the masculine's keeping his eye, or this King of Cups, which can be a water sign, so it doesn't have to be the divine masculine, but it's coming up as that reference to unconditional love. So there's a surrender here of the devil or Capricorn breaking patterns with the patient angel, taking one step at a time, dumping a load, a burden, responsibility, or confessing. The Knight of Cups offering love, taking time by the falls, or stopping to notice the beauty of it. Their legs being weak, or working on their calves, stuck without peace or without a boat, or their boat is not yet in the water. The Knight of Cups confession, but no peace. Or maybe they're confessing about the lack of peace that they've had. And the Ace of Cups upright, out and being offered a big love. One big for seven littles. Maybe an unfair exchange, scam or imbalanced relationship, or debt paid by removing block off of the head. And that can reference to blockhead Charlie Brown, so that might be a trigger for some of the masculines. Maybe somebody called them that when they were young. So radiation burn comes up, a broken vehicle, the one that got away. Other options were no good. The mask and the snake, scammers or the warpath, and state of emergency all going on. Offering big love even though they have no idea what they're getting themselves into or what they'll get in return. Synchronicities keep radiating like a flashing red light as opposed to green. Someone may be colorblind. Radiation block is leaking, so someone literally may have a radiation block, or just they're not seeing the radiation because it's leaking, perhaps out of their view. Synchronicities throwing Cancer or warrior off balance, broken, broke down, up or through, delays and cancellations of moving and or traveling. So 5 blocks may be coming up here, and surrounded by false people and snake charmers. Dark man looking to orchestrate but lost his left hand or perhaps the ability to use it. 4 of Cups, unfinished or unfulfilled or diminished, no longer sharing or done settling or giving everything to those with less than and broken, or their own car broke down, or they need one, or they can't drive. Separation comes up, and below that was give your relationship a chance. The wounded warrior here is out watching the dumping of emotional attachments, so perhaps some yard sales going on, simplifying with the Empress reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed at 1209, which is the Hangman and the Hermit, getting rid of stuff, people, and activities that are no longer serving them. The Magician's reversed, hangry and insecure, off of his game, the Knight of Pentacles offering something healthy, and the King of Cups upright breaking patterns of anxiety and imprisoning fears. Energy stealing, and worried that people are cheating him or stealing behind his back. The King of Cups may be feeling insecure and friendly all at the same time. No surprise that people take advantage of him. Food for thought left all over the place at 1220, which is the Hangman and Judgment. At 1221, which is the end of the world, right? The end of karma as we know it. Food left on the floor, and perfectly good food left out on the stove, ruined. So someone's annoyed that people are wasting food or leaving messes for them to clean up. Or only getting sex if he gets takeout, or when she wants to distract him to get away with something without him knowing, or buttering up for a purchase. Or just no surprises left, TV dinners and sex on the couch before the kids show up and get caught, or neighbors peeking in or come by. no longer hungry can get his own dessert, and others that are more interested in what he has to say now. So it's just coming up as that same old life. They're bored in their relationship. So relationship change comes up here as 56, which is the Two of Swords, and below that's 99, or compassion. That there needs to be compassion here shown. So found a way out behind the scenes, but his ankle may be caught up in chains, or at least the right one is. So somebody may literally have an ankle cuff. Frustrated and perhaps temper tantrums, or just uninspired, or a child like that. Justice, divorce, or Libra receiving messenger of truth, or Libra with Capricorn, moon, or rising, and 2 kids, the Page of Wands reversed and the Knight of Swords upright. Unhappy family or end of emotional cycle, needing detox or detoxing, or Capricorn reversed is out of control with their temper, losing their patience or losing patience. Capricorn reversed, Sagittarius reversed, or fallen angel. Dallas, cowboys, fire breathing, fire and water, cancel each other out or inflame the situation. Red eyes, or devil incarnate, or devil worshipper, fallen angel, or the unhappy family says it is so. Busy bees and busy bodies, on fire with gossip and impatient liars. Or cat's gone, I was just getting cat's got your tongue. The cat's gone along with 2 ladies in their sewing circle, an Italian horn, Cape horn, or hats are us, which was coming up with Cape Hatteras. No sleep or back on the red eye, or just ready to blow at 1236, which is the Hangman and the 10 of Wands. They can't carry anymore. Libra upright, Capricorn reversed, and Sag reversed. Tempers flaring, and messages of truth rushing in. Losing patience, and the King of Cups without peace and stuck. No movement or ascension in state of emergency or breakdown of heart, home, or vehicle. In separation and imprisoned by energy stealing, anxiety, fear, mental anguish in relationship change, which is 56, the Two of Swords. Knowing but keeping to yourself. And then Delta Dawn was coming up. The pooling before morn. Recently is the Nine of Swords. Chronic suffering in silence, so here's that chronicity here. In the aftermath of sudden events or epiphanies, or avoiding the Two of Cups connection, and the Empress reversed, out of control, perhaps abusing his power, or stepping down in ego death, with no reason. And then here was coming up, word, home, stability, union of the Knight of Cups offering love to the devil or Capricorn waving, and the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help, seeing synchronicities, with options, confused what to choose. No more nostalgia, it's time to get rid of stuff, and no affection. The King of Swords reversed is home in need of help, or a Page of Pentacles child may need help with school issues or has a learning disability. Issues at work and or school, bombarded with heartbreak, chest pain, and separations. So people can be feeling a lot of the stress of the energies coming in. That could all be what the chest pain is. And then Bam Bam was coming up here. The foundation here is the Four of Wands, prisoner of the home, the Knight of Wands rushing in with the Page of Cups upright to help out. And that's someone, a message of love or a child who's very loving. Reaping rewards of the Queen of Swords speaking their truth and the Queen of Pentacles spending their money. Or making decisions, imprisoning about a home, to speak and perhaps run around at the same time, spending on house, trips, cleaning up, and the Page of Cups expectations all at the same time at 1257, which is the Hangman and the Three of Swords. Again, the chest pain. The central energy here is the Two of Wands reversed. The Page of Cups reversed may feel rejected, spoiled, awake and frustrated, or awake at home with 2 kids, the Page of Cups reversed and the Page of Wands reversed, on a quest to manipulate him and hold back their true feelings. You know how your kids are when they kind of sneak up and avoid the actual point they want to make because they're trying to manipulate you. The central energies is the Two of Wands reversed, holding tongue, post-war, unhappy in exile with a secret out, or coming together in joy, but then also confession of reaping rewards and holding back effort and then suddenly dumped, or in the dumps, or suddenly overwhelmed. No option but to defend the vulnerable and the high priestess, secret or intuitive abilities, or Viking princess from the devil or Capricorn with love offers and in need of help. No option but to awaken, but challenged by the Four of Cups upright, with no options but to be inspired by the surrender and third party. No options to control the third energy, unable to conceive of out of control sexual energy, no arousal, no growth, they can't conceive of that, in the energetic exchange of expressing their feelings in the never-ending story of running from their own desires. Stealing energy from those who give it freely to give it to Klingons, those near dead or dead tired, those resisting the changes, resisting the awakening. Aquarius and Sagittarius, or dreams come true for patient angel. Someone's like backing up their actions saying, well, good things come to those who wait. The worst is over and it's time for bliss, but the Page of Cups is unable to put their feelings to form. Frustrated, blocked, not aroused, a need to burn the past for a new chapter. Staged, billowing blues, the bodyguard to grounding and integrating an offer of love. Indecisiveness, not letting anyone push him into a decision he's not ready for. The Ten of Pentacles, as the bridge to dreams, is broken, or someone's broke, and became, instead of being that the bridge to his dreams, became a warpath instead of fighting, conflict, and competition for sovereign or for sovereignty and for peace of mind. After standing up to the Queen of Wands about announcements or a wake-up call, Page of Swords is reversed and the Knight of Wands is upright, which can be kids, and rumors about moving or somebody playing around. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed from the past. Dream girl, patient, taking one step at a time. And now for the Seven of Swords, passing downloads from the masculine to the divine feminine, but no one's supposed to know that. Separation and heartbreak are destined, with the Queen of Cups loving, intuitive nature at the new moon, deception or Cancer moon rising. Cancer, this is deception of a Cancer, and it can be someone with Cancer moon or Cancer rising, or someone who's up before dawn, feeling powerless and dependent, or dependent your child, maybe spending a lot of money, or the Queen of Cups making a big purchase of love. New love project or focus brings frustrations and loss of patience, and supportive family, business, or community, however, without peace of mind about it. Hermit misses their flame, struggling with beliefs and emotions and expressions of them at 122, which is the Magician and the Fool, all at the same time. 122. So the Six of Cups reversed with the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Swords reversed is coming up as the same as the Three of Swords upright, the Wheel of Fortune upright, and the Queen of Cups upright. So a negative past imprisoning her, and then her speaking about it for the divine feminine, and no affection and starting over with commitment to self. The Hermit letting go to repair, mend, issues at work and or third party issues, or rumors of the Empress reversed, or Page of Swords reversed and Empress reversed, defenseless to the energies and attacks of an unhappy family. The Hermit missing his flame and frustrated, and stuck with a Sagittarius drinker or potion maker with attitude, with a new life with the Page of Swords reversed and the Empress reversed. So someone may have gone to stay with their mother, with their child. And the King of Swords upright is being watched by the bodyguard, and perhaps defenseless to, or he's on guard to this unhappy family who fell from grace, or took a fall, or just lacking faith. Five Wands, spying, or lovers, and the Ten of Pentacles bridge from the other side of the tracks, and no big love at work anymore, the vehicle needed to cross that bridge. Or the Queen of Wands reverse is on the warpath, and it's time to cross it. The time has come to cross that bridge when we come to it, but now the time has come. Soon as the Six of Cups reversed, negative memories, a bad childhood, or kids acting up, or the past returns, or no more nostalgia, it's time to move on. Social distancing or third party with the King of Swords, satisfied or perhaps a little bit arrogant here, inspired by the third energy out of control, or a child becomes inspired out of their frustration. Or the King of Swords with third party's inspiration makes him happy, in a split or divided, or dealing with lies, or cutting through the crap of the injustice exposed, or the injustice to the happy kids rising above, coming out, to messing up, removing the mask and breaking patterns. The Queen of Cups offering love, or would be a loving mother, he may think, and he's seeing himself as the Five of Swords, the frog growing into the prince, that this process takes time. Falling on his face, or hanging out and being still and getting over it, the guilt and shame, and the overwork, or not working, or whatever he's doing that isn't working. A breakup, no affection of sovereign, or as a single person, that he is independent now, and there's good news in leading the way to offer a little love or friendship to a spiritual or divorced messenger of truth, reaching out on a limb. Finances and career came up, unrequited love, release your ex came up for the masculine, attraction, and it is safe for you to love. Around the masculine, or how he is seen, is the Nine of Wands reversed. In surrender to the world, the cycle is complete. The sealed divine feminine, suffering in silence or doing her purging, and the hermit is shedding light on the weakness and the need for courage. The blocks here for the masculine have to do with the Eight of Pentacles reversed, the overwork, the not working, or the fact that what they're doing isn't working, and rising above this, allowing the fall and looking back to release and exposing all. Synchronicities comes up, but even more so for the masculine is new beginnings and music. There may be no options for a date right now because they can't go out to dinner, no drinking, or can't spend much money, imbalanced or in debt, giving up bad habits, or in other words, chronicities. No fresh start today, fighting for sovereignty and peace of mind, the Page of Swords reversed and the Page of Wands upright with a mask on, no peaceful place to go today, and the Three of Cups reversed, social distancing issues, the Page of Swords reversed, maybe offering a payment, but no message there, or a negative message. At 156, which is the Magician and the Two of Swords again, a new life to the Six of Cups reversed, to make kids or twin feel better in an energetic exchange and expressing feelings with the King of Wands reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed, or investing in the past memories in a negative message or no message at all, only energetically between childhood friends or brothers. So this is coming up as two men. And it can reference masters, but since I put so many cards out, it's definitely literal when I see a man or a woman. So this can be a two-man relationship, or it can be brothers or partners in that sense, or father and son even. But it's coming up like childhood friends or brothers, best friends who are they're like on the outs with each other. They're not talking, they're only feeling each other. So again, that can be a relationship of two men as well. Page of Wands upright, may be inspired, but without a peaceful place to be, with social distancing going on, a negative group, or bad influences, or third party holding back an announcement, or choking of words, or will. Will the Knight of Pentacles offer help to the King of Cups? After long deliberation, there's a need for peace and amends, destined to get over himself and lack of faith. The King of Cups home, from frog to prince, in a surrender, suffering in silence, purging without options, and challenged by grounding and integrating, being an island unto himself, and having a star connection. A negative past or difficult kids, overworking, not working, or done aligning with desires to manifest, passing downloads to the divine feminine, but lacking faith or just messed up. The Page of Swords reversed in negative self-talk, and the Page of Wands inspiration, all at the same time, a need for peace and a need for joy that is not in his life, being a friend to himself, or realizing that you need to be a friend to have a friend, at 210. And 2 is the High Priestess, 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. You got a friend. Okay, so issues at work, in the aftermath of sovereign or independence, and success leading the way, as the King of Cups, suffering in silence, purging, and losing patience. Home, union, stability without option but to pass the downloads, and challenged by the grounding and integrating of how to receive love. The frog becoming the prince with a negative past or sensitive to the memories or clingy kids, surrendering to overwork or not working, or to the fact that what you're doing isn't working for you, and falling, lacking faith, with the Page of Swords reversed and the Page of Wands upright, greatly in need of peace and joy, and perhaps an offer of friendship at 215, which is the High Priestess and the Devil. And it's funny because after that, I really needed a cuddle, so I asked my son, can I have a cuddle? So I cuddled with my son. So that's definitely coming up with the energies as well, just needing that affection from someone, right? So definitely reaching out for a friend or a best friend from childhood or a sibling or, like I said, or a child, just for a little bit of affection. And that was the end of the read, and I'm going to pull another card for you as well. So let's go back to the energy deck again. I really like the energy deck, but I might pull you more than one card. It's 35, 54, and 55. So 35 is the wounded warrior, and the 54 is the message from the wounded warrior in surrender. But the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Page of Swords was coming up reversed in this read. So it's about negative self-talk, or negative messages, spying, lying, or kids with bad mouths, or just negative messages or no messages. The silent treatment can come up with that as well. It can also come up for kids who are struggling with issues, and you can become impatient with that as a parent, ADHD and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, there could be a lot of learning difficulties or disabilities going on with some of the kids. And so here, let's see what the message comes up now after we've done the read. And by the way, we have these cards up here. We have the Queen of Pentacles, but she was reversed in the read. The Ten of Pentacles was upright. So she may be struggling because the large purchase was coming up for her. So now that's upright, so that's on hold because there's no money going out, and she's reversed. So it's more about her ungroundedness around spending this money. And then we have the Page of Swords here, who's reversed. Then the Moon, which I think was upright, yeah. And then the Eight of Swords, which was upright, and then the Wheel of Fortune was also upright. So that's about some kind of negative message or no message, or kids being mouthy because of the moon energies, because we're going up to a new moon, but you realize that we're in between all the eclipses, which are really intense right now. So you might be feeling a lot of chest pressure. So know that it's probably not you, it's probably just the energies coming in. So what is our message here? All right, we've got two cards that came out. The 48 and the 46, the Angel of Balance and the Thinking Man. And the 48 is the Eight of Cups, walking away and within. So sometimes you need to walk away in order to achieve balance. It's very important right now. And that picture is also in the desert with the pyramids. So really finding your balance. Like if it gets too jungle-like, and too much water, emotions, it may be time to go to the desert, right? A place where it's dry, and vice versa. Learning how to retain your balance. And then we have the 46 of the two children in the garden getting along, perhaps going back to your childhood to see what you loved to do as a child, to figure out what your next inspiration is, what's part of your mission, the Thinking Man. So this is definitely for the masculine, figuring out what he wants to do as part of his mission work, and while keeping balanced at the same time. Or maybe the feminine helping him create that balance. And then there's definitely anxiety coming up for people, and it's all because of the eclipses. So realize it's not you. And remember, the solar eclipse is all about Cancer, which has to do with the home and the mother and all the responsibilities of a mother. So a lot of the mothers, the feminine energies, may be going into a lot of anxiety about any changes they're making right now, and needing to take a broader perspective on the world in order to get them out of anxiety. Okay? And then we have the bottom of the deck, which is the 7th chakra archangel Uriel, which is 41, the Ace of Cups. And this is about graduation and your crowning achievements, opening your crown, and having great compassion for yourself. There's a lot of pinkish purple in this card. So it's very much about remembering to keep your crown open and don't compare yourself to others. Remember your crowning achievements and the 41 of the Ace of Cups, that you, it's your self-love, your spiritual love, and new love. This is like a graduation day when all of the kids realize, oh my God, what do I do now? Like I was so confident, I was so excited I'm graduating. But what do I do now? I mean, look at her face. Realizing the intensity of what it means to make this big a change. You know, after having been in school all of your life, all of a sudden you have to make a change. Just like moving after you've been in a house for a long, long time. So those energies are all coming up around the Cancer new moon. So just know it's temporary. Allow the negative energies to come through, you know, just like an hourglass. Allow it to just funnel right through you. And know that it's not you, but you have to allow it also to process. Allow the grounding and integrating. If you need to take some time out, take it. Or go for a run, whatever makes you feel good. But don't try to push it away or try to put it off on part of who you are. It's not. It's just the intense energies coming in because it's bringing up any fears you have about making these big changes in order for you to ground and integrate those fears. Okay, so it's all for the best. So just always remember that. It's all meant to be. Stay in the moment, stay in the day. And so let's see, what else am I going to pull from? I'm going to pull from Metatron. All right, Metatron for everybody. And of course, this is that time of year for everyone's graduation, so you're having a lot of graduations, people trying to figure out what they want to do with their life. And when you get in your head too much, it's time to take a broader perspective to regain your balance. Okay. All right, that definitely wanted to come out. Again, here it is. Stability, safety, and security. The root chakra, having trouble talking already. Safety, strength, and power on this card, and 55 is the truth. So make sure you start with a strong foundation, and that begins with the truth. All right. The underlying energy from this deck is the new dawn. Welcome back. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. So that's coming up. The new dawn again. Delta dawn came up in the read, which is the hours before the dawn, where all of your energies, you know, recalibrate and recalculate and reset overnight in order to pool. It's like the ground and integrating time in order to refresh you each morning. So it's a new dawn. Welcome back. There's something about that title too. My son had a radio show for a bit, and the radio show was called something about like a new dawn. So that's coming up for sure for the masculine, and then one from the Kipper deck real quick, and then we can be all wrapped up. What's coming up from the Kipper deck for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames? What is the message here? What is the message for the Divine Masculines? Take a deep breath, you guys. The false person. Okay, so it's time to take off the mask, whether it's yours or somebody else around you. This is about being authentic to yourself. Remember, the truth came up, that having a strong foundation has to do with starting out in the truth and staying in the truth without any cover-up, without lies and shadowy business. All right, take off the mask if you want the great fortune here. 26 is the Page of Wands, inspiration, and 8 is having strength to do the right thing, to stay in the flow and the balance between your masculine and feminine, go back and forth, and don't deceive yourself or others. And then we have the wealthy man. All right, so the wealthy man may need to watch out for someone who is coming after him for the wrong reasons. And this can also be where both people are seeing each other wrong because they're not showing their full selves. So this doesn't have to be a really negative person, but it can be too. But this is just more about taking off the mask on both sides for great fortune and wealth. All right, and then we have 13, which is the big transformation or transition. The bottom of the deck is the message of concern reversed. So no more message of concern. And this was 14 of being patient. So there's impatience here. So no more message of concern because somebody's tired of waiting. They're impatient. There's some high honor here that they're impatient perhaps to receive the rewards for. So somebody might not have gotten what they were promised. So make sure you get your rest. It's just 4422. I am going to show you the cards here. Let me just pull this out. Okay, so we have the underlying energy there of the King of Cups. see if I can get that focused better. Okay, the King of Cups and the underlying energy. Recent past there was a Nine of Swords. The foundation here is the Four of Flames, which is like the Four of Wands. That was upright. The central energy is the Two of Flames reversed, and then the challenge being the Four of Cups. The other underlying energies, which is all that impatient energy, that's been coming up for the past few days. A lot of frustrations and losing tempers. And there's definitely love coming up there too. And then the passing of downloads with the Seven of Swords. And then scrolling across the 4D bridge to the Six of Chalices, which was reversed today, the Six of Cups. The masculine sees himself as the Five of Orbs, and this card is very much the frog growing into a prince, so growing pains. And around him, or how he is seen, is the Nine of Flames, the wounded warrior reversed. The blocks he needs to clear has to do with the Eight of Crystals reversed. And then we see the synchronicities there of purple and the oranges, so sacral and third eye coming up very big here, as well as the crown. And then the starseed is reversed here. So it's, instead of taking that leap of faith, tripping up and having a lack of faith, then we have two kid or message energies with the right here is the Page of Swords, and then up here is the Page of Wands. And then the card above that is the Six of Swords reversed, so no peace. And then the Three of Cups reversed as well. And then you see the three clarification cards up top there, with the King of Cups being the last card again. The underlying energies there being blue and purple, so again the throat chakra and up were the underlying energies, and now going more into the sacral chakras, which is going to bring out some of those temper flares and frustrations. So just be aware of that, and remember to walk away, when you get triggered, because some of the frustrations are just coming in from the intense energies coming at you and stressing your heart out. So you may feel like you need to explode. So take yourself out of the conflict situation there. So make sure you drink your water. Water is really helpful, making your body function better. It's going to make you feel better. Make sure you get enough rest. Same applies there. When you don't get enough rest, you're more apt to lose your temper. Make sure you get your joy in your nature, and just be good to yourselves. And as always, rise and be love, you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.